This is the synthetic signal report for Friday, July 3rd, 2026, in the afternoon. Today, we analyze the surveillance of the European Parliament, the efficiency gains from image-based code conversion, the integration of scaling formats into Vulkan, and the reliance on Starlink in Africa.
Citizen Lab has identified that a member of the European Parliament Committee tasked with investigating spyware was targeted by the Pegasus surveillance tool. This represents a significant breach of the legislative body's digital integrity. The investigation confirms that high-level political figures investigating the use of clandestine monitoring software are themselves being monitored. This cycle of digital espionage underscores the volatility of political discourse and the erosion of private communication within international governing institutions. The implications for parliamentary independence and the protection of investigative committees are severe, as these tools bypass standard digital security measures to compromise personal devices directly.
A recent development in software engineering, documented under the PX Pipe project, demonstrates that converting code into images before running it through an OCR model can reduce processing costs by 60%. By transforming source code into visual data, developers can bypass traditional token-intensive API workflows. This technique suggests that large language models perceive visual representations of code as highly efficient inputs, reducing the computational overhead typically required for large-scale refactoring or analysis tasks. This is a practical, immediate hack for organizations looking to optimize their internal AI usage costs without sacrificing model quality. The Vulkan Graphics API has introduced a new extension, VK_EXT_shader_OCP_microscaling_types, to support the Open Compute project's Microscaling MX formats. This update is designed to accelerate machine learning workloads directly at the shader level. By standardizing these data types, Vulkan is positioning itself as a more capable interface for running AI inference on consumer and industrial graphics hardware. This move facilitates better hardware utilization for machine learning, bridging the gap between general-purpose GPU computing and specialized AI processing. Across Africa, users are increasingly turning to Starlink to bypass the limitations of state-managed or underdeveloped terrestrial telecommunications infrastructure. The shift is driven by a need for reliable, high-speed connectivity that functions independently of localized infrastructure bottlenecks. While this provides a vital connection for commerce and communications, it also creates a new form of digital reliance on a single, privately owned global satellite network. This development is effectively creating an autonomous, cross-border network that operates outside the traditional regulatory reach of many African telecommunications authorities. Community sentiment today is focused on the following. First, there is significant interest in the MCP Snoop tool, which provides a live text-based user interface and transparent proxy for model context protocol traffic. It is effectively functioning as a Wireshark for agentic AI communications, allowing developers to inspect the data flowing between their models and connected tools. Second, the security and developer communities are analyzing the impact of AI agents on high-level synthesis for software refactoring. Research from Carnegie Mellon and UCLA indicates that multi-agent workflows can accelerate software-to-hardware compatibility by over 6 times, pointing toward a future where AI handles the low-level translation between high-level code and physical chip optimization. Third, the community is debating the infrastructure challenges posed by the rapid expansion of AI. New data suggests that utilities are struggling to adjust their grids to the erratic and massive power demands of modern data centers, which are projected to consume up to 4% of global electricity by the end of the decade. Finally, the release of the JITIA open-source Git server security updates is a top priority for sysadmins. A series of critical vulnerabilities, including remote user impersonation, authentication defects, and server-side request forgery, have necessitated an immediate patching cycle for all JITIA instances. Administrators should verify their versions against the latest security patches to prevent unauthorized access.